Okay, how's everybody doing this evening? It's been a few days since I made a video. Actually, I took last week off because it was my wife's birthday. And I was up in Los Angeles, this is where my daughter lives. So I'm back for the first time in almost a week, a little over a week, and I'm gonna catch a good night because we're gonna get a little bit of sunset. I'm gonna catch the sun dropping down into the clouds, into the ocean, and it's really beautiful here right now. I mean, we're in summertime now. It's funny how that really changes. It goes from cloudy June gloom to just all of a sudden you're in summertime and it's super warm and the weather's really nice, and that's what we're at right now. So this is what's going on. So I want to talk a little bit tonight about things I've been thinking about. Someone asked me, they said, oh, we got the surfers out there surfing tonight. I've changed my video channel ideas, topics quite a bit, because my real genesis of doing videos on YouTube is cryptocurrencies. And of course, a cryptocurrency by the name of EOS, and that's how a lot of people started following me. It's a smart contract, much like Ethereum. In fact, in the beginning, it was supposed to be the Ethereum killer. Well, unfortunately, some very nefarious people got a hold of it and ruined it. It still works. It's still going. Everybody asks me all the time, are you going to make any more videos about EOS? I'll talk about EOS, but at this point in time, it's like they've pretty much they raised, I think, they raised $1 billion, a little over $1 billion, I think. And the money was gone. They used the money to buy Bitcoin. The people that were founders, people that know EOS know who I'm talking about. They took the money, they bought the Bitcoin, they put nothing back into the platform. So it really put the platform at a disadvantage, and that's where it's been. That's where it's at right now. It's a huge disadvantage, and it's not that I don't follow it anymore. We got the police officers coming. It's not that I don't follow it anymore. It's just that until we get a big pump in the market, wow, that's loud. Until we get a big pump in cryptocurrencies, and you see what's going on with Bitcoin right now, there's really no point in me talking about EOS. And it's unfortunate because EOS is had a good platform, a good idea. The developers were good people until they decided to start going bad, and that's where we're at. I mean, so yeah, there's no sense in me talking about that. So then I start talking quite a bit about Bitcoin. Well, there's a lot of people talk about Bitcoin, and of course, what I'm finding out about Bitcoin is the more people talk about Bitcoin, the more I realize everybody the information just gets recycled. And everybody just keeps regurgitating the same thing over and over again. And there's really nothing new about Bitcoin to be talked about. I mean, Bitcoin has fundamentals that nothing else can match. You know, there's only a certain amount of Bitcoin ever to be mined. It's fixed. It's scarce, it's unique, it's digital. I mean, there's so many things about Bitcoin. Either you get Bitcoin or you don't get Bitcoin. There's two camps. The people that believe in gold and silver, holding something like that, are the people that believe in holding digital gold, which is Bitcoin. So I talk a little bit about Bitcoin, which is what I've been talking about recently. Well, more recently, I've started talking about jobs and the future of money for people like myself. I'm 64 years old. In fact, I turned 64 last month. And I'm looking at my future. I'm looking about how I'm going to finish out my life. And it's scaring the hell out of me, because I can see right now with the rate of inflation and how things are going and what the opportunities are, you can outlive your money very quickly, and you could be, I mean, I see a lot of guys my age driving Ubers and Lyfts because they don't have the money to live on it. I mean, that's going to happen to all of us very, very soon. So I started making videos about that. Somebody made a post one time in one of my comments on one of my videos, hey, this is just like a nightly walk. Nice to have a nightly walk and just discuss some of the stuff that you discuss, and that's what mainly I'd like to do, is just make a nightly walk and talk about some of the stuff going on that we're all facing, if you like to think about it or not. I mean, I took the last week off, didn't make any videos, but that didn't mean I wasn't thinking about what's going on in the markets and not thinking about how I'm going to make it through the rest of my life as I finish out my life. You know, and I don't think I'm unique. I'm 64 years old. I've had health problems in the past. I've been able to get hold of my health, lose some weight. You know, I've had a couple heart surgeries, but I've been able to kind of get my health back together and, you know, maybe live a few more years. And if I live a few more years, obviously, you know, I got to be able to support myself, and that scares me and worries the hell out of me. And then I have 2 sons and a daughter, and what's going to happen in the future to them? I mean, this is a horrible, horrible world we're living in as far as the opportunities to start from going out and just trying to hack out a living, trying to figure out a way to take care of yourself. There just isn't very many opportunities available, and that's why I want to talk about that, and that's why I want to make more and more videos about that, because I don't think many people, I think they think about it, but I think they just don't really calculate. I mean, people live so much today, day to day, that they're just really not considering what's going to happen in the future. One of the things they're not considering, and I'm in that category right now, I collect Social Security. I'm 64 years old. I've been collecting Social Security since I was 63 last year. And believe me, if you're thinking Social Security is going to be a way for you to live in the future, it's not. It doesn't give you enough money to live on. I don't know where in the country you could live on a Social Security check. You certainly can't live where I live on a Social Security check. I mean, that's not, you cannot even afford an apartment. Even I would say even the most basic, maybe even a studio, you wouldn't be able to afford on a Social Security check in the area that I live in. So all this stuff is coming together, and it's stuff that I'd like to talk about. Maybe other people would like to hear, maybe other people like to participate. But this is something we're all having to face. And what I'm worried about is there is no solution. I'm starting to come to that conclusion that there really isn't a solution right now that we have for what's happening to about 95% of the people in this world. Of course, you got the Boeing CEOs. I saw the Senate hearing here, or congressional hearing, wherever it was, of the CEO from Boeing who got he earns like $40 million a year, and last year he got like a $23 million raise. And either the congressman or senator, I don't know which one, that was questioning him, said, well, we see that your machinists that do the machinist for Boeing, they 10 years ago got a 1% pay increase, and you got like a 43% pay increase last year. How and he was very sarcastic with the guy, which he should have been. The guy deserved everything he got, the CEO from Boeing. But we have lost, really, what's going on in this world is we have lost our ethics. We have lost the what would be the word? The empathy for other people. We have lost the ability to feel sorry for people that aren't doing well, or if you're a CEO or you're in one of these mega positions where you're making tons of money, you literally have just forgotten about the people that work for you, and they are nothing but a way for you to continue your extravagant lifestyle and keep yourself going. Now, a lot of people take this information and they use it in a way like, hey, these evil corporations all need to be dissolved, and we need to be some sort of we need to go to some sort of a governmental system where we're more like the communists than we are the people that in the democracy. So they use it that way. But we need to find something where we have some solutions to the problems we have. And right now there are no solutions. The only solution we have right now to the problems that are plaguing this what we're going through right now is maybe a little stimulus here and there. And like I say, I have a little bit of experience in this. When I was farming, every time farming went bad, what happened is the government started coming up with programs to support the farmers, get a little extra money from the government. That's all that's going on. So I don't know. Maybe that's where we're going. We're going to some sort of stimulus program for everybody. I've heard about UBIs, universal basic income, where everybody gets a little bit of money from the government so they can make their basic needs. We may be headed that direction, and it may be going faster than we think. Because right now, I got a little bit of something going on down there. So you can see the activity on the beach is a lot more than it is earlier. So when I made my videos a few weeks ago, wasn't much going on. There's a lot going on tonight. And it's very warm out here. So we're going that direction very quickly, and how that happens, I don't know. If I were young and I was trying to figure out a way how to take care of myself for the next 40 years of my life, I'd be investigating every government program I could get my hands on and see how much stimulus or help I could get. Because when I was back farming, the people that really needed it were the people that were trying to get it because they needed it. The people that were very secure, that were farming for a number of years, that had a pretty good stash, had some money in the bank, they weren't out there trying to get any PIC program money or government subsidies or commodities. They were the ones that started struggling because they were competing against the guys that were getting the subsidies. So this is going to be a big deal in the future. There's going to be something happen, and I'm going to start doing some investigation and trying to figure out, what the best plan of attack is, especially for somebody that's thinking about figuring out a way to get some help from somebody. I don't know from where they're going to go. So that's going to be in the future. Hopefully more videos in the future about that. Tonight I want to talk a little bit about Bitcoin, because obviously Bitcoin's taken a real deep. It's dropped down below $60,000, which I never thought I'd see 60,000. I thought I'd see 100,000 before I saw 60,000, because we were at over 70,000. And of course, I do what everybody's done. I've been off the internet for the last week because I've been up with my daughter, and we've been with my wife, and we've been went to Universal Studios, did a few things like that. So I haven't really been online that much. So the first thing I do is I start going online to figure out why Bitcoin is going down. And you know what I find? The same old people saying the same old thing. Oh, we just have a lot of uncertainty in our economy, and that's why Bitcoin's going down. We don't know. It's just that the Feds, they won't lower these interest rates. If the Feds would lower the interest rates, Bitcoin would go back up. I mean, this is the kind of gobbledygook you keep listening to. And so how can you make any kind of intelligent decision based on that kind of information? And that's what I'm hearing. Or you've even seen BlackRock, they're coming out with a lot of negative stuff about Bitcoin right now. And of course, BlackRock, they have one of the biggest ETFs that hold Bitcoin. So that's something you got to pay attention to too. And we got somebody with a Trump sticker right here. If you can see it, Trump's a banner right here on Carlsbad Village Drive. This is the 101, goes up and down the coast highway here. And I would say, I don't know. I mean, honestly, I really don't know what the political persuasion, even though I live in this area, I don't know what people think. There probably are some Trump supporters here. I know there's a lot of military people. That what a lot of these places are, like across the street from me where they're at, those could be like weekly rentals. Like that could be something people are renting for a week. It could be a group of Marines. I've seen that before, where like 5 or 10 Marines, they'll rent a place like that, and then they'll just party there for about a week and have a good time, and that's what that could be. So you have no idea who that is. That's got that Trump sign up. But anyway, this is interesting days, interesting times. Like I say, a few years ago, I had major heart problems. I almost died. In fact, I even made a video about that. So, unfortunately, I'm here still living, and I got to get through this. And I'm going to have to deal with all these things going on, which is a future presidential election of two people I don't think anybody really wants. Either Biden or Trump, I don't think anybody wants either one of them. And then obviously the dilemma that we have as far as how we pay for everything we need every day, and how we continue to have some standard of living that we're used to or accustomed to. Like I say, I'm 64 years old. I've had a certain level of standard of living. It hasn't been terrific, but it's been pretty good. I've had a pretty nice life. I don't want to go back to, living, on someone's couch because I can't pay for rent or I can't pay for mortgage, so, and that stuff runs through your mind. You worry about that kind of stuff. And I do, because I can actually count. I know how to do math, and I can figure out how much it costs and how much comes in and how much goes out. And the figure is pretty scary, and it's not making any sense right now. And I'm not the only one. I'm sure I'm not the only one in that predicament, sitting here worried about how the future is going to play out financially. So anyway, I'm at about 13 minutes and 34 seconds. I came down here real quick to shoot this video because I wanted to catch the sun before it went into the ocean. And then also, like I say, I haven't made a video for a few days. So I'm going to flip this thing around, say goodbye to you, and hopefully we have some better content for you tomorrow. We can talk about this stuff. And like I said, I'm going to do some more investigating on things that people can do to kind of help, to help make ends meet. So, they're not always in the negative. So every week they don't have to, or every month they don't have to worry about how do I come up with rent this month? How do I come up with rent? How do I come up with how to pay for a car payment or a house payment or something like that? So maybe we can talk about that and keep this discussion going. And obviously I want to keep on talking about cryptocurrency because I'm a strong believer in cryptocurrency. I'm a big believer in Bitcoin. I don't know what's going on with Bitcoin. Like I say, the people that are the big YouTubers that are putting information or content out right now, they're just not giving you very good information. And like I say, it's just recycled, and none of it really has any definite meaning. There's nothing precisely that's saying that Bitcoin's going down. There's no major legislation going on. There's no major government dumping Bitcoin. There's no, there's nothing out there that would cause Bitcoin to drop the way it's dropped. I mean, it's dropped $10,000 less than a month. There's nothing that should have caused that kind of a drop. No specific reason why it dropped that much. So yeah, I'm gonna talk about that too in a few. So anyway, let me flip this thing around, say goodbye to you, and I'll talk to you again hopefully tomorrow night. So anyway, there we are. Maybe tomorrow we'll have a video I can talk a little bit more about Bitcoin. I'll do some more investigations on what's going on with Bitcoin. Have a good evening.